Now, sports with Garrett Brown.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Maverick Football returned home for the first time since the season opening game, looking to make it 3 wins in a row, taking on the Black Hills State Yellow Jackets. Early on, the Mavs defense will be making plays. The Jackets go with the run with Cameron Goods, but the Maverick defensive back, Shakari Williams, is all over it, losing his helmet, but still making the play there nonetheless. Black Hills does cap off that drive with a long field goal attempt. Coleman Chapman's 48-yarder is good. Black Hills State nails the long field goal. Mavericks with the ball now, and on 4th and 4, they go for it. Herberg drops back and finds the Maverick tight end, Ryan Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth breaks a couple of tackles and takes off down the field, the left side of the field, before getting pushed out just before the goal line. But when the Mavs were at the goal line, they would have a tough time punching it in. It's 4th and inches here, but the Yellow Jackets goal line defense swarms to Gianni Hurd, and they stuff the Mavericks again, getting the ball back. But when they did get the ball back, they would be pinned back in their own end zone. Trying to get out of danger here, the Black Hills quarterback Tanner Clarkson. He's going to fire downfield, but Jason Tomey is right there. Tomey had 3 picks versus South Dakota Mines last week. Why not add one more? Mavericks back near the end zone. They couldn't run it in last time, so this time they attack through the air. Herberg finds Hollingsworth for the score. Touchdown Mavericks. That touchdown put them up 14-10 at the time. But with just seconds left in the first half, the Black Hills quarterback here, Clarkson, evades pressure with a crossfield throw to TJ Chakwara, who gets going to get past some Maverick defenders here and then take off down the sideline, and the Yellow Jackets take the lead just before half. Black Hills ended the second quarter with points. Why not do so in the third as well, ending a near 9-minute drive with 3 more points off the leg of Coleman. That puts the Yellow Jackets up 19-14. Mavs, they turn the offense over to Leslie Richardson under center, and he delivers that strike to Tevin Edwards from 30 yards out. Mavs retake a 1-point lead. Fourth quarter continues to go back and forth. The Yellow Jackets drive down the field and put the ball back in the hands, or rather leg, of Chapman, who once again nails his kick. The Yellow Jackets go up with just 4 minutes of play left. Mavs got a score here. Herberg finds Keenan Brown behind his defender and drops it in the bucket, putting the Mavs in scoring range as the clock is winding down. With under 40 seconds left, Henry Cattleman's 36-yarder is good. Mavs back on top, 23-22. Without a whole lot of time left to play, the Yellow Jackets actually kind of systematically drive down the field and not eat up a ton of clock, getting chunk plays on a Mavericks defense that was on their heels, putting them in range for the leg of Chapman. We already saw him hit a 48-yarder. How about a 50-yarder? It's up and through the uprights. Yellow Jackets retake the lead with a whole 1 second of play left. The Mavs need a miracle from their returner, Cash Bradley, who already has one 100-yard house call as a return man this year. He slips a couple defenders, but is eventually brought down, and that's the ball game. Black Hills State wins a wild one, their first one ever at Stoker Stadium, at a final of 25-23. Here's what the Mavs head coach had to say post-game.
Ultimately, it comes down to playing smarter football, understanding the situation that we're in, and there's going to be, 5 to 6 different scenarios throughout that whole game that led up to us not being able to pull this one off. And it's a good football team. Coach Bresky does a good job, but a team that I really feel that we were better than in a lot of ways. But when you give a good team opportunities, they're going to hang around, and they were able to put it through the uprights there at the end of the game, and congratulations to them for that.
The Mavericks will look to rebound against a state rival next week, taking on Western Colorado on the road in Gunnison. And one more update out of CMU. Mavs volleyball was back in action today following a tough loss to MSU Denver. The Mavs responded today, taking down South Dakota Mines at a final of 3 sets, 2-1. Back to college football briefly, the Colorado Buffs, they came crashing down over in Oregon today, suffering their first loss of the season, and the Coach Sanders era, losing to the Oregon Ducks at a final of 42-6. That'll do it for your look at sports. We'll be right back.